Hello, crazy Disney people. And we are live again tonight. Day what? 42 now. 42. I'm already here this 6 weeks since the park closed. And I know you all probably can't hear me, can you? I gotta put my headphones in. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. You can hear me. Hey, how's it going? Dwayne's here. Robin, what's up, Robin? Paul's here. Amy. You guys, 6 weeks the parks have been closed. We never in a million years thought anything like that would happen, right? Hey, Joan and Sandy and Shannon, Matthew. Hey, Matthew Kent, how's it going? Alexandra, you guys, thank you so much for being here yet again tonight. We've been doing this every single day since the parks closed at 8 o'clock. And hopefully they won't be closed for too much longer because I have committed to you all that I will go live every single day at 8 o'clock just to chat, check on you, keep my own personal sanity, and keep connected. That's the main thing. All of us staying connected with one another. So I actually have a special guest tonight. I don't know if you all follow Serena Lyn. Her Instagram is Living by Disney. And if you're not following her, you need to. Like, the most informative Disney blogger out there. Like, huge. Living by Disney. Serena is here and we're going to ask her all the questions. So, if you all are ready, let's talk with Serena. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I can't hear you. Oh, now I can.
Okay.
Oh, now I can. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't know what happened there for a second.
I was like, oh no, because I have no way of knowing how to fix it.
Yes, you're good. You're good to
All
go.
right, very good.
I wanted to tell you that I'm so glad right now that you're wearing a hat because I have such corona hair right now. And I'm like, she has the most perfect hair, and she's gonna come on with this beautiful hair, and I got 2 months of regrowth going on over here.
Oh yes. It's on. But I think everybody's in the same boat. So I mean, unless you are good at doing hair, I know better than to try.
Yeah, I would never try. Yeah. I think people who have like solid color brown hair or something, they could probably get away with throwing some color on and they'd be good. But for me, it's not going to work. Wonder by Compass says Serena's hair is always perfect. Yes, I know. I'm always like, her hair always looks good.
Thank you.
Even when it's like so hot outside. And my hair is like, yeah, the humidity is like a nightmare for me. So
it's bad. I mean, I pretty much just have my hair up. It's just how I deal with it.
Yeah, it's hard. That Florida life in the summertime is tough for sure.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, you just don't even know. So, no, you really don't. I'm not gonna fangirl too hard because I'm just not gonna do that. I don't like when people do me like that. But I don't know. Do you have like somebody you look up to, like a vlogger or YouTuber or Instagrammer or somebody that like you look up to? And
yes, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah,
you're that person for me. So
yeah,
for sure. Like all of my close friends know that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love her so much. She's got the best Instagram. Your attention to detail and all the specific stuff that you put out is just like top notch.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate that. I do. I absolutely have those people, and I know, like, in my mind, we're best friends, and so sometimes someone will message me, and we message like often, like, and they're just through DMs or something, and they'll say something like that, like we would be friends, and I'm like, I'm sure we would. Like, I think we would.
Yeah,
I get that. Sure.
Yes. So Ohana Magic said, Serena, were you ever a Disney princess at a park? You look like you could be Elsa.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know. I don't think I ever like felt like that was an option for me when I was growing up, but honestly, it was before social media and all that stuff. We used to go visit Disney, but it was not in my mind like an actual option. I don't think I
Yeah.
ever like looked at it that way. So yeah.
Yeah.
And those
Well,
age
I'm sure you
limits
could
have
have been.
long
It's
gone.
just like if you don't think about it, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Um, so speaking of that, well, first of all, I want to know like how are you handling quarantine? Like how's it going?
It depends on when you ask me, because I feel uh like uh, I'm mostly fine, and then I'll have times where I'm just super frustrated with things or whatever. It's been interesting because I think we're all sort of in this adjustment phase of trying to figure out how we're supposed to feel. And
Yeah.
normally we have like a blueprint for things, because things are like things we've gone through before, or if we haven't gone through them, someone we know has gone through them. And we sort of have this pattern of like, this is how you behave in these situations. And now we don't have that at all. So it's like, we're all kind of like, I don't know, what are you doing? Like, you're working out. I don't really want to do that. I don't know. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. But I mean, we're totally fine. Like, we're both, me and my husband are working from home. My two teenagers are home with us. So everybody's healthy. Everybody's fine. We're safely staying at home. But it's just a weird time. It's a very weird time. And I found for me, I'm a very much a planner, which if you follow me, that's why
Yes.
I
Yes. I
do
know
this
you
stuff
are.
well. I'm very type A. I'm very much like plan ahead, and I'm always thinking about ahead. Like, I'm planning out content or things I'm going to do, or like, booking things out. And that's very much how I operate, is like, I book those things and then I have the accountability of knowing that I've like done them and they're set. And now I don't have that. Like, so for weeks, my brain would go, oh, you need to think, oh, no, you don't. Like,
We can't. You can't
nothing to
do anything.
do. And it's like, so it took me a while to adjust to that feeling of like that feeling in your brain of like, there's something that you're forgetting that you need to be doing right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I have my moment. I've had like 2 days where I'm like feeling, you know what? I really got to get out of this house. I need to be out
Mm-hmm.
in the world.
Yeah.
Um, I am, because that's just my personality. Like, I like
Mm-hmm.
to be out and about and doing things and meeting people and talking to
Right.
people. And that's a really big part of my life. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it because I'll cry, but I I'm blessed here at my house. I'm like really comfortable and content here. So it's actually been not so bad
Mm-hmm.
because I've been able to have that togetherness with my family. Everybody's here under one roof. We don't have that all the time
Right.
because my husband's working or my daughter's working and but I think we've all had our togetherness. We're good. We're like ready. We're like ready.
we're up to here with our together. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what the hardest part for me is like when I go out to the grocery
Mm-hmm.
and then you're in the mask. I because
Mm-hmm.
I'm now wearing a mask when I go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I've got like my hand sanitizer on standby.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't like that feeling when I'm out at wherever if I'm
Yeah.
at Target, I don't like that feeling. That's what's bothering me the most is like,
Right.
are you too close to me? Can I
Right.
touch this? You know,
Yeah.
that's the part that freaks me out. And I don't want to be out there and feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes.
know what you mean. It's not a good feeling. I remember, like, I've seen on Instagram, social media, people will post like, introverts, check on your extroverts because they're not
They're
doing
not
well.
okay.
And that is so true. Like, my husband and I are both extroverts, and our kids are both introverts, and they're fine. I
Yeah.
mean, they're fine. Like, they miss doing stuff and they would like to go out, but like they adjusted way more than quicker than we did. I
My
think.
kids as well, because they're so comfortable with having like a screen or
Hmm.
watching movies or, just like,
Yeah.
yeah. But we play Uno every single night. That's like our thing. Like everybody has to get away from the screen, come have a
Right.
conversation. We
Nice.
have dinner and play Uno.
Yeah.
So
Now,
that's
how
what we do.
How old are your kids? Like,
Mariah is 23 and Jace is about to turn 13 and Trey is 9.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. So
Mariah
you
was
still have
the
young
only
ones.
child for 10 years.
Okay.
I felt
Gotcha.
like, well, I didn't plan her. She was planned by God, not by me. And I was just like, you know what? I don't ever want to do that again. Because we were broke back then. I was like,
Hmm.
not okay with that. And then, you know what? We grew up and
Hmm.
we were more financially stable. And I told my husband, I was like, I really want kids now.
Yeah.
And we were old. So my 9-year-old was born when I was almost 40.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's more than, I don't want to say the norm, but very normal these days. Don't you? I mean, I have like a lot of friends that are my age that have very young kids, whereas mine are, 16 and 19.
Yeah.
So it's kind of and whatever works. I mean, I think there's
Yeah.
people who went for the career and did the kids and then vice versa, so it's all good.
So when you said you're working from home, are you working on your blog, that kind of work, or do you work outside of Instagram?
I mean, my blog is like my home base.
Yeah.
So that's like always a work. I mean, if you own a website, it's like a never ending. It's like having a fixer upper house that
Yeah.
constantly needs something done to it. So there's always things to be done with that. And then I have, projects that I'm working on and writing that I'm working on for other ebooks and things that I'm doing that I can be working on now from home. So I can do that. And then, I'm still producing content and, still, managing my email newsletter and things like that. So, but it's definitely reduced for sure. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not my
Much
normal.
there's not as much to talk about right now.
No, for
That's the
sure.
hard part. Yeah. It's like,
Mm-mm.
what do I say? What do I put out? What can I tell you?
Right.
There's really nothing that I have nothing right now. So let's just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
so
definitely that.
speaking of that, I'd love to know, like, how did this whole Disney journey begin for you? Have you always been a Disney fan? And how did you get involved? I know as far back as like WDW magazine
Hmm.
and I remember the Disney cafes and
Yeah. Oh, wow. You are like OG. Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
like all that kind of stuff, but like how did all this start for you?
Well, I've always been a Disney fan. And so our family vacations have always been Disney World, always. So,
Your family, your
hmm
in your house, or you
hmm
mean your parents brought you?
our in my house.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my husband is a big Disney fan too. So that was just like always our thing. So before kids, and all during kids, that was always our family vacation. And we always talked about moving to Orlando. We lived in Virginia at the time. That's where we lived. I lived in Virginia my whole life until 4 years ago. So, I was always like the Disney fan that was out, lived somewhere else, who would travel to and always trying to stay in touch with, that my little happy place over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved to Orlando, like I said, about 4 years ago. And that was a huge adjustment for our family and everything. But we loved it. I loved it. And I loved being close to the parks.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was doing web design, graphic design, and social media marketing. So that was my job. And when we moved, I took a little time off because I was mostly freelance. So I took a little time off to adjust to the move and like help my kids adjust to that and whatever. And in the meantime, I was just going to Disney, and I started my little blog just to document the move because I thought it was just more, I think, cathartic for me to just talk about it and write
Mm-hmm.
about the move because it was such a stressful thing. And I thought it might be interesting for other Disney fans to sort of hear from the perspective of what is it like when a Disney fan moves next door to Disney World? Like, how does that, kind of play out? And so the blog was just a fun little hobby. It was never, ever something that I intended to be my job at all. And that was never, ever the job, the point of it. I got involved in social media just for fun And just because I liked it, I was doing social media marketing, but I'd never like been the social media person. It was always, behind the scenes. So I just thought, well, that'll be fun and different. And it just grew over the next year or so. It just grew to the point where I was kind of like, this could be something. I don't really know, if I want to try to make this into like a job, or if I just want to keep it a hobby, or like, how do I want to do that? But it took me about a year, but then I kind of found my niche of like where I wanted to be, in kind of something that I felt nobody else was doing, and it was just sort of needed. And so that's just what I started doing. And it just morphed from there into something that eventually became my job. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. So it was a very meandering path to get there. But it was something that really came from just something I was passionate about, which was, I think, nice.
That is awesome. So there was nothing going on with your blog until you moved here 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you just randomly started talking about your experience of moving here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just grew from that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it just, I started the blog the month we moved. And it was originally just going to be talking about the move. And then after we had moved, I was in the parks a lot. And I know anybody who's a Disney fan and who goes often enough to know things about how they work. You know what it's like. You're inside the park and you're like on the monorail and you hear somebody behind you talking and they're like, hey, should we take the monorail over to an Animal Kingdom after this? Yes. And you're like, excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me help you, Yes. And so that's kind of what kept happening is I was in the parks and I just felt like, wow, there's so many people that are so lost and like don't have any idea what they're doing here.
Yes.
And that Disney is not a vacation that you can do that. And then too, like even on social media, I just started sharing the things that I was doing and seeing, okay, well, this is coming up and, this just opened. If you want to book it, like, here's the link, and just to be helpful. And that was the thing that really took off. And people were like, thank you so much. And that's helpful. And I was like, wow, that's helpful. Okay, well, let me do this a little more. And it just sort of evolved from there. So it wasn't ever anything I necessarily planned to do.
Max said he always does that too. Whenever he's in the park, he's commenting here. Can you see people's comments on your screen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm on my phone.
Andrea said, I always butt into people's conversations and try to help them when I overhear that.
Right? Yeah. You feel compelled to. Like, you can't just let them be lost little sheep like that.
Yes, I know. Just do. Every once in a while, I just like keep walking. But most of the time, I'm just like, I have to let them know, like, that's not the right way because you're going to get all the way there and they're going to tell you to turn around.
Yeah. And you just feel like you have to because like, gosh, Disney is so expensive to visit and you have such a limited time, you want to get the most out of it. And you hate to see anybody waste their time or their money. So,
we are all very, very glad that you decided to start that blog and you share it all with us. It's so great.
Thank you.
How can people sign up for your newsletter each week?
You can do a couple different ways. If you follow me on Instagram, it's in my link there, like in my bio. Or you can go to my website and click on newsletter and sign up.
And what's your website?
Living by Disney. .com.
And it has it always been Living by Disney? That was the original name and you just stuck with it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I have to ask you, how did it happen that Disney recognized you and reached out and said, hey, we'd like for you to come on over to some of our events? How'd that happen for you?
That was also sort of a meandering path. When I decided that I wanted to sort of build this website and see where it would go, it takes, if you're familiar at all with blogs, they take about 2 years to make a profit. They just do. It's it's, it takes time to build up the traffic and everything for them. But so I decided at the meantime that I would reach out to a few Disney sites that I really admired and respected, and to see if they were interested in having me work with them, because I live here and I'm already here doing this stuff. So, if I'm already in the park and like you need some content, or you want me to do a live stream in the park, or like whatever, I can do that for you. And so I reached out to a handful of people and got a few clients that way, which really helped me supplement my income while I was building my own business. And one of those was WW Magazine, who hired me to, we'll do a couple different things. I hosted their YouTube channel and did live streams and things like that. But they also had me attend some events for them that they were invited to. And, if the owners weren't able to fly in to attend, then they would have me as like their local backup person. Okay. So I started attending them in behalf of WW Magazine, and got to know a few of the key people that were hosting these events, that were sort of handling them. And so I had got their contact information. And so once I started building up a good size audience myself, I just started asking them, I just started reaching out and saying, hey, this is what I do. Here's my numbers. And it's not an automatic thing, and there's no like real formula with how Disney does this. And, it's kind of, it's a bit of a mystery, honestly, like how they do it all. But essentially that's what I did. I mean, you have to be willing to ask, you have to be willing to reach out. I mean, it's like anything, you have to put yourself out there. And that's basically how it happened. So it's nothing really, no great, like dramatic story of discovery. It was just like, hey, I'd really love to go. Hey, I'm still here.
I don't know
really
if Chris I don't know if Chris ever told you how it happened for him, but he told us last night because he was on last night.
Uh-huh.
And he said he was at D23 and he gets a random email from Disney that says, hey, your Disney Media cannot be live streaming this event. And he was like, but I'm not Disney Media. And they were like, yes, you are. You're on the list. And he was like, what? He was like, first of all, like, I'm sorry that I'm getting in trouble, but I'm also super excited right now.
Right.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. He was like, yeah, I didn't even know I was media until they called to tell me I was doing something I'm not supposed to do. So that's crazy.
Interesting.
So how bummed are you about MegaCon? Because I know you're a big fan and you all go to that.
Yeah, I know I am. They
haven't canceled yet though, right? They just rescheduled.
Yeah, for June something. So we'll see. Honestly, in all of the cancellations that were happening, it was just one of many things. So it's like at the time, I was like, okay. Another thing.
Yeah, I had tickets to Justin Bieber, Kenny Chesney, and the Kentucky Derby, and all three of them were canceled. Well, postponed.
Man. Right.
So we do already have a new date for the Kentucky Derby, but the two concerts haven't been rescheduled yet, but they will be.
Yeah.
Eventually. So.
Yeah. Now for you, you started doing, because I remember meeting you soon after you moved here. Right. So you moved, what was that, a year or two ago? How long have you lived here?
Actually, I've been here. Well, I've been in Florida for 3 years.
Okay.
But I moved to Winter Garden. We built our house over here about a year ago.
Okay.
And so I reached out to you when I got in this area, only because I knew that you lived somewhere close to Magic Kingdom.
Right.
Because I follow you on Instagram.
Right.
And I'm like, I need somebody. I wanted to get your recommendation on somebody. Well, actually, you posted. You posted your hair.
Was it hair? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you posted your hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, how do I reach her? I messaged you.
Yeah.
And that's how.
Gotcha.
So that's basically the first time I ever reached out to you, because I wanted to see if you would share how I could get in touch with your hairdresser, because I needed someone, because I was new here. Right. So that was about a year ago. And then, finally, like all the times that I've been following you, and I know you're in the parks. And then I just saw you standing on Main Street that day, and I was like, I really want to say hi, but
yeah.
and then
I'm
I
glad you
get those messages all the time from people that say, "Hey, I saw you today, but I was too nervous to come say hello, but I just want
Right.
I get those kind of messages. And I was like, I can't be that person. I have to just go
Right.
over there and say hello.
Right.
So, and I'm
Right.
glad I did.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you did too.
Yeah.
So when
I
you
was
moved,
like debating, and I was with my friend Tom, and he was like, Tanya, if you don't just go say hello. I'm like, okay, well, you all go to Splash
yeah,
Mountain, and I'm going to go say
there
hello.
you go. Now, when you
Yeah.
moved here, were you already doing social media and like streaming and stuff, or okay, so you just started this?
No, I moved here 3 years ago because my
Okay.
daughter did the Disney college program.
Okay.
Yeah, she was at I'm from Kentucky. She did University of Kentucky. She was at University of Kentucky and applied for the college program.
Okay.
And we always wanted to move to Orlando. My husband is not a Disney fan, but he loves being here. Like he
Mm-hmm.
would love when we would come on vacation. We had a
Right.
great time, but he just really likes Florida, the weather. There's always something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd go home to Kentucky and we'd be like, what are we doing? Like, let's
Yeah.
go back,
Right.
So it just seemed like life always got in the way
Mm-hmm.
about us moving here.
Yeah.
And finally, like all the stars aligned, and Mariah came down for the college program. And then we all moved, we rented a house for a while. And I would
Nice.
go live on my personal Facebook, like
Okay.
for my friends and family back home, and be like, oh my gosh, look what
Right.
this, this kind of stuff.
Right.
And somebody reached out to me and said, hey, I noticed that you're going live in the parks. Would you be interested in working for us, and we'll pay you and this? And I'm like, is this for real? Like, are you serious? You're going to pay me to walk
Yeah.
around Disney World?
Nice.
Yeah, because I've never done anything like that before, ever. It was just like for my own personal. I'm a
Right.
dental
Right.
hygienist. I mean, I never done any of that stuff.
Right.
So,
Right.
and that's how the whole thing started. And
Okay.
then I had a lot of people that would come on, and I developed a relationship with them, and we would
Mm-hmm.
talk all the time. And then I just decided, hey, why don't I just like do this for myself?
Right.
And then here we are. So
Right.
it's pretty
Yep.
fun. I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, your story
Oh
sounds
my
very
gosh.
similar to mine. I don't mean to like be interviewing you,
That's okay.
but
Well,
I
we've
wanted
never
to
had a
know.
chance to talk before. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am. What do you have planned? Like, I know you wrote a book, for heaven's sakes. You got another
Yes.
one coming? Is that what you're working on?
Yeah, I'm trying to eventually get all 4 parks done. So I'm working on Hollywood Studios next because it's finally done. I was kind of waiting for that park to finish up so we can get a good, plan of action of how to conquer Hollywood Studios. And once Runaway Railway opened, then, it's nothing else that we're waiting on for that park. But yeah, I felt like the books were just the easiest way that I could see. The problem with Disney planning information is that things change so fast. So like as soon as you put out something, it can change very quickly. And especially when you're talking about recommendations for things, strategies for, the best way to do rope dropping or the best fast passes or et cetera. Those things change very quickly. So the books just gave me a way to put information in a really like organized way and to easily keep it updated. That was like the key point for me. So websites take a lot of time to keep updated. Articles and stuff, like they are a constant stream of updates, but they're very hard to keep completely updated. Whereas the book's just easy for me to do. So that's kind of why I decided to do that versus anything else. And I still do all my social media, obviously. And my newsletter is just sort of a touch point to, that something else I can monetize as well. But it's also just the easiest way for me to stay in touch with my audience because social media is so flaky. You just never really know if people are going to see everything you do or even just, social medias can disappear and new ones come up all the time. So email is something that kind of lasts. So it's kind of made sense for me to go about it from that standpoint.
Well, I think everybody looks forward to those emails. I know you can't see chat, but people are saying that they love your emails.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just, I kept trying to think, what is, if you read any marketing information, when they talk about building your own business, they'll tell you need an email list. And while I get that's true, it was like, well, why? Like, why would I want to give me my email? Like, why does anybody want to give me their email address? Because I know most of us, we guard that email, like our real email, not like our spam email, but like our real email that we really check. Like, we don't like to give it out easy,
Yeah.
And we definitely don't want to just get hit up with like offers or ads for stuff, because why do we want that? So
since quarantine's gone down, I've probably gotten an email from every single person I've ever given my email to. Like, it's just blowing up constantly. I'm like,
right? It's
I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So I just decided to do I thought, well, what if I just write a personal email and actually just put all of the news in that email so that people don't have to scramble to find the latest Disney news. It'll be in one place for you when you want it, because it's hard to keep up with it all. It's hard for me to keep up with it all, and it's my job.
Yeah.
So it's like, so for someone who's just like, I just want to plan my trip once a year, I just want to kind of keep up to date with it, but I don't necessarily need to eat, sleep, and breathe it. This is a good way for them to do that with just having it delivered.
To tell you your shirt is super cute. She likes
thank you.
You have a lot of really cute shirts.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. My entire wardrobe is like Disney tees. If I ever go to Universal, I'm always like, what do I wear? Like, I gotta like go find like Marvel or something. Like, everything's Disney. Yeah. Yes. That's always been how it is.
Frank Fam 6, which I know her name is Sarah, but here on YouTube, that's her YouTube name. She says that she's loving the themed dinners that you're doing. And she did the Toy Story one last night. I love them too. Nice. And I'm like, really? Like, I know she's awesome, but you can cook and everything too, and like make cupcakes. I'm like, what can't this lady do? Like, you do so good at everything. I have to ask you though. This is something I've been wanting to ask you.
Okay.
Do you ever have to retake
like
on your story?
In stories, just in general?
Yeah.
Oh,
or do you just nail it every time? Like, here's the story, and or do you have to be like, oh gosh, that sounded terrible, let me start over again?
I definitely have to retake for sure. I have had a lot of practice with it now, so it's practice that's just what you get better at it. So usually my first story of the day, like as I'm first speaking, there's always kinks to work out. Like, I'll always be like, hey, so like, okay.
Let me start.
Yeah, or I'll get tongue tied, or I'll be like, what the heck was I gonna say? Like, just like it goes right out of my head. But once I get rolling, then it's fine. Like, as soon as I get like 5 seconds into it, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. But it's stories are where you really, I love Instagram stories. In fact, I probably check stories more than I do posts, just because I feel like I like that they are raw and like real and not filtered and not perfect. And if someone makes a mistake, I don't care. Like, if I flub something and I'm like, whatever, like, unless it's really bad and I feel like it's a time waster, I will sometimes just leave it in. I don't really care. But I feel like that's the beauty of stories, is it's just in the moment and it's not supposed to be super polished. So I try to kind of keep that in mind and not overthink it, especially when you're first starting. When you're first starting and you don't have a big audience, it's like that's the golden time, because you don't have a lot of people watching, so it doesn't stress you out as much. The larger your audience is, the more you can overthink it and start to get self-conscious, or just feel like, oh, that I don't, that's not together enough, or that's, that doesn't seem like it looks very good, or whatever. That's a bad angle, whatever. And you have to just kind of put all that stuff out of your mind, because honestly, nobody cares. They just don't.
Yeah.
Do you do many stories?
I just now started on Instagram. Like,
Okay.
I've only been doing it. I've had an Instagram for about 8 or 9 months.
Okay.
But I've only just now started actually using it because I didn't have a clue on what I was doing.
Right.
But my friend Tom, who's he's very successful on Instagram, and I'll just be like, what do I do? Like, you're tagging me in this and I don't even know what to do with it. And he's like, you have to do this and then this and then this. And I'm like, okay, got it. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. So I am getting better. Like, I know how to like share things and edit things, and like, I've been posting stuff every day. So
good.
I'm getting better.
Good. Don't stress yourself out too much about it. I always feel like with social media, you can do one type of social media like really, really well. That's just my personal opinion. Like you'll have one that's like your thing. It's usually the whatever social media network that you prefer to use. Like it's just like that's where you're like most comfortable, and you know what you're doing, and you're going to kind of devote the most of your time there. And then you can have some others that like, you do it okay, but it's like, it's all right if not every single network is like 100%, because we're one person, and you just can't stress yourself out.
It's hard to maintain everything. I thought that I was going to do like a Twitter, but I just suck at that so bad. And that's the one social media platform that I just don't even bother with much, is Twitter. I think it's like got a lot of controversy too that I don't want to be involved in. But I do go on there, especially Disney, and laugh. I go on there and laugh sometimes. I'm like, these people are nuts.
It's scary. It's a scary place. It scares me.
It is very scary. I'm like, wow. Oh, there's Tom. He said, I'm Tom. She can't see the chat though. He's Tom does Disney on Instagram.
Tom does.
Oh wait. Let me see. I thought somebody was trying to ask you a question, but I might have lost it because the chat was moving.
Gotcha.
So so a regular day for you is like what?
Well, pre-quarantine or now?
Let's say
pre-quarantine. Different.
Yeah, okay. Let's say pre-quarantine.
Okay. Pre-quarantine. It was definitely so I would go to Disney typically 2 days a week. I try to only work 4 days a week because I have kids and I have a husband and other things going on. So typically I try to do parks 2 days a week and work at home 2 days a week. One is entirely devoted to my blog and newsletter. One day, that's always Mondays. That's when I'm at my computer. And that's when I do all the website stuff. And that's when I write my email for the next morning that goes out. And then pretty much the 2 days that are in the park is always going to vary. So it's going to always depend on what's going on in Disney at the moment. And then the fourth day is typically a mix of things, but it's usually largely social media related and correspondence. It's messages, emails, and all of those things that take up a lot of time, responding to comments and all those types of stuff. So it's usually some sort of mix of that.
For the days that you don't work, do you completely disconnect, like from the platform? No.
No.
Yeah, I was wondering if you
probably should, but no. In all honesty, I'm never disconnected.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
very
really hard
rarely.
unless you
Every
like
so
take
often
a Disney
I can
cruise.
tell. Yeah, every so often I can tell my stress level or just my burnout. Is to the point where I'm like, okay, I really need a break from social media, and I'll step away. But even when I step away, I'm still keeping up with everything, and I'm just not creating content. Like I'm not posting stuff, but I'm still like keeping up with. Because even if I'm not posting, there's still a steady stream of engagement that you've already begun that you're still following up on. So yeah, that's pretty much my typical schedule. And then in between, it's running kids around and grocery shopping and all those
Yeah.
super unglamorous normal things that everybody
The
needs to
other
do.
stuff. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
tell people in chat, I'm like, you guys only see the Disney life that I have. You don't know that earlier today I was in the shower scrubbing it down with, bathroom
Yeah.
cleaner. Like I do everything that you do.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's funny to me that, well, I think one of the weirdest things about quarantine has been adjusting to this sort of um, creating content from home, because I don't do that. Like it's very rare that I would talk or post things while at home. Pretty much I am always out. And
I've always been that way. And it's mostly
yeah.
because my husband doesn't want anything to do with it. As far as like
Hmm.
he doesn't want our home on live. He doesn't want to be on live usually. Stuff
Hmm.
like that. So he's like, some of your life has to be private. And
Yes.
I get that. So, and I have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
respect him for that. But every once in a
Hmm.
while he'll come and say hello to
Yeah.
everybody. But
Yeah.
for the most part, he's laying low.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. I the same. I think you see my daughter with me because she doesn't mind being on there, but my son is very private and doesn't want to be, I guess when you're a teenager, like being on your mom's Disney social media is not cool. So I understand that. But so yeah, so he doesn't, and then my husband's like, he doesn't really mind, but it's definitely not his thing, and he just assumed not be bothered with it. So
Right.
so it's been a weird thing, because like I'm now home and trying, like, and he's working from home too. So he's shouting over here on this like Zoom conference call, and I'm like
Yes.
trying to record stories, and the kids are making noise on their screens, and I'm just like,
It's so fun, right?
yeah,
It's the best.
this is really
Yay.
weird. Yeah. And
Oh,
I,
it's so
I
fun.
used to like try to like wait for the calm, and now I'm just like, I'm just going with it. And I'm like, please ignore whatever's happening. I don't even know.
Yes.
They're not
So
affiliated
speaking
with
of
me.
your home, describe your home in 3 words. How would you describe your home in 3 words?
My house, like where I live.
Yeah, your home.
In 3 words. Gosh, that's really hard. Um, I guess I would say close to the magic. How about that?
Okay.
I still geek out about the fact that I live so close to Disney.
Me
I
too.
still think that that's amazing. When they were running, seeing those fireworks every night, just out walking my dog, or we're coming home from somewhere in the evening and the fireworks are on. It's crazy. You don't even need to go to the park to feel like you have that connection to it. And it's just present in your day-to-day life. And to me, that's just the coolest thing. I still love it. We hear the like train whistle, in our,
I
while
always
we're
say that
outside.
because,
It's
like,
amazing.
whenever, and I don't know which way you go in, but like if I'm going in and I go past like Space Mountain and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like on the way home. Like, really?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got to pinch yourself for sure.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
have
really
any
cool.
pets?
I do. I have a dog.
What kind
Yeah.
of dog?
She's really sweet. She's a rescue, so we're not totally sure, but we think she's a Beagle Lab. So she's about the size of a beagle. She's like
Oh,
40
okay.
pounds or something like that. But yeah, she's really, really sweet. She came with us from Virginia, and she is a big fan of Florida as well. She seems to really like it. Yeah, so it's just, it's husband and 2 kids, dog, and yeah.
Tom said I need to live in that neighborhood. Yes, you do, Tom. Yes, you do.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
It is pretty
I
cool.
think it's funny to me because a lot of people I've met since I lived here are from Central Florida, or they've lived here just a really long time. And Disney's just not a big deal to them because it's always been there. They took their school field trips there. They had their, events there or whatever, all growing up. They usually all have some relative that worked at Disney that would get them in whenever they wanted. It wasn't a big deal at all. So, they're just like, yeah, I haven't been in. I should probably go again. Did they ever open up that Star Wars thing? Like they are like haven't been in years, and I'm always just like, it's like right there, right? Like it's right there. Like you could literally just like go now. Why wouldn't you go?
Yes.
It's just it's very casual to them. And it's so odd to me because it's not a big deal to see like the fireworks or things. For them is not a big deal.
Yeah. Like, I still have to pinch myself all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really awesome for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'm going to go into some of the questions that I've been asking everyone, and I'd
Okay.
like to know, and we'll just wrap in like in about 15 minutes. We'll wrap it up after we finish these up because I know you probably got things to do. Maybe you're doing a movie and dinner night. I don't know. But,
not tonight.
So, do you have a favorite actor?
Favorite actor? Favorite actor? Probably, I'd probably say Julie Andrews. She's like long time favorite actress.
I think she was on somebody's show today, or is going to be on somebody's show tomorrow.
Really?
Somebody said, yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember. Somebody was talking about it in chat last night. If you were talking about that, remind me. You said something about locals who grow up with school field trips to Disney. My ears are ringing. Oh, Aaron chimed in on that.
Yeah.
Pepsi or Coke? If you even drink either one.
Neither. Yeah.
How often do you change your bed sheets? That's a big thing that we've been talking about during quarantine.
Really? That's so funny.
And this conversation lasted for 3 days about how often do you change your bed sheets?
Oh my gosh. I like once a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most people said that, and I'm like, oops, I haven't been doing that at all.
I mean, at the point where we're like, when was the last time we changed these? Maybe that's about the time.
I'm just like, whenever I think it's time, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, Lily said that she was with Hoda and Jenna this morning on the Today Show. I thought you all were telling me she was going to be on. I wasn't sure if it was today or tomorrow, but it was today. We'll have to watch the replay on that.
Yes.
Do you have a celebrity crush? Or did you when you were younger?
Oh, I'm sure I've had several when I was younger. These days, probably anybody who's ever been in a Marvel movie. We're just like leave it like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to ask you that. So you're a Marvel fan?
Yes, I'm a fan of so many things, but I don't think a lot of people realize how like much of a complete nerd I am, and I've been that way my whole life. Like, it's a great disappointment to me that my children are not Star Wars fans. Like I have tried so hard with them. I will say my daughter is just now starting to become a gamer. Like she's starting to get more into video games, which I'm very proud of because she was very late bloomer with that. And I was very disappointed. But yeah, so yeah, I love Star Wars, Marvel, Disney.
Do you have a favorite Marvel character?
Probably. Well, Iron Man is definitely important, especially because Tony Stark reminds me so much of my husband. Like that's our running family joke. Like,
wait, looks or personality or both?
Personality. Yeah. He's just like the very, very similar personality, very intense, incredibly smart.
Dawn from Canada said no mother ever because you're like trying to get your child to play video games. Most of us are like, get off those video games. And you're like, I'm so that's too funny. I know.
I'm like really proud. Yeah.
From watching your stories, I know that your daughter is a violinist, so she's more into the arts. I'm assuming
she's super
very creative. Yes, she's so creative with all of her bounding and all that.
Yeah,
is so good.
Yeah. She's decided during quarantine to work on being a seamstress, so she's been learning to sew all the things, and yes, that's kind of been her project.
I bet you she's going to be amazing at that. Like she has such she's so talented.
Yeah, she's really, really good at that stuff.
What's the worst job you ever had?
I was a shampoo technician at a hair salon when I was like 16, 17. And it was one of those old fashioned hair salons where the clientele was older and they would come in once a week for like their shampoo and set. You know what I'm talking about? Like they would get their little like
Oh
bowls
yeah.
done. And so they did not wash their hair in between, like, because apparently that's a thing. Like I didn't know this
I
when I
didn't know
like got the
that either.
job, but like they're like, they come in like once a week, and so their hair gets washed once a week
Once a
and
week.
by me. And I hated that job, and I was really bad at it. I was constantly spraying water everywhere and getting it all down their neck. I mean, it was awful. I don't even know how they put up with me, but they were like, "You're really sweet, but we got to work on your like you got to work
Your
on
hair
this."
washing skills.
Yeah, I was like, it didn't last a long time. I think that was just a summer job, but that was probably one of my worst. I've done a lot of really unusual jobs in my life. I was a dancer, and I became a dance instructor. Got my certification for that. So that was my first like real job as an adult.
Wow,
Um,
that's something I didn't know about you. That's
yeah.
amazing.
So I
Okay.
used to do ballet, tap, jazz, all those things, and choreography. And that was like something I loved doing. I loved working with kids, and I loved being that sort of creative thing. And then I stopped that when I was 25, and I became a mural artist, and I had my own business. That was at the time when, do you
Wait,
remember?
you dance and you're an artist too?
I was just
Oh,
very
what
creative. So I
can't
was
you
always doing
do?
something. I would go into things and I would like get really into them. And then I would do them for a while, and then I was like kind of done with them. But
That's
do
incredible.
you remember when faux finishing was the thing? Like
Yes.
on walls, like
Oh
it was
yeah.
like everyone had, okay. So it was around that time period where that was my job. So I was like doing faux finishes, and then I got into doing like mural painting for all different things, clouds and ceilings and Italian scapes and all kinds of different things like that. And that's
Wow.
what I did for a long time until I had my second child, and my mom, who was my babysitter, said, "Your children are too much. This is too much for me." Once my second started walking, she was like, "Eh." So I needed to work from home, and that was when I started doing web design and learned how to do that. So I sort of took the creativity and moved it over there. And then
Wow.
from that point on, my work has always been technology, doing web design or graphic design, or then I got into social media marketing from there. So
So you're a
that's my
lot more
full,
tech savvy than you think.
yeah, yeah. In those senses, I am, but like technology changes so quick, you
It
know.
really does.
But
If it
yeah,
wasn't for friends, I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. So,
yeah.
Darla said, "Are you left-handed?"
No, I'm right-handed.
Nope, right-handed. And she also said that was sponging walls.
Yes, sponging
Yes,
walls was a big
yes, sponging
thing.
walls. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a big thing. I don't know why it got to be, but yeah, it was a whole thing. Those jobs were great for me because I could get those jobs all day long.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, do you have a pet peeve?
Yeah, a lot of them. Um,
What's your
uh,
biggest pet peeve, whether it's Disney related or not?
I have a lot of social media pet peeves. Anything fake. I have no tolerance for fake. The older I get, especially after like 40 and up, for me, I have like a no tolerance with fakeness policy. I don't want it in my life. I don't want it on my social media. I'm just like, eh. Um, so anything like that just drives me crazy. And then with Disney, I would say um, the amount of wrong information does drive me crazy because I'm
Oh
usually the
yeah.
one that's sort of dealing with that
I
from,
know exactly what you're talking about because I follow you. So, and
yeah.
I know you've put that out there before.
Yeah.
And you do it so gracefully. So, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Putting
It's
out,
just, you know,
yeah, the fake
it is a
stuff,
thing.
fake news.
Hmm.
What do you have a favorite local spot that you go to?
I have a couple. I love our favorite restaurant to go to often is a sushi restaurant because we love sushi. And that's Sato, which is at Sand Lake. Right there at Sand Lake. And we are friends with the owners too. So it's like, you know, it's a little bit that, but also like I just love their sushi. And I love how fresh everything is. And I know how meticulous that like my friend is for how she runs her restaurant. Um, so that's a big one for me. And we love going to downtown Winter Garden. And I'm
It's
sure
so
you've been there
nice.
too.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
cute. And pretty much all the little restaurants, Axum Coffee, Rosalie's, like Savory,
And
like
now
all
there's
those
the
little
cute little
places.
cupcake shop that has great cupcakes.
I haven't tried them yet.
Sweet D's, I think it is. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I heard they're really good. Yeah.
I've had a couple of people say, oh, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Dahariana Rodriguez said Serena has an amazing heart. She
Oh,
must
thank
follow you.
you.
She said, tell Serena that Audrey, Andrew, and Allison say thank you.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Um, so the next few questions, I'm just going to ask you about your
Okay.
Disney favorites, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Christmas or Halloween?
Um, like at Disney,
Yeah.
I have probably say the Christmas season more so just because the snow. It's so funny to me because I moved away from snow because I hate winter. I
I
hate
know.
winter.
But snow on
But
Main Street is
snow
different.
on Main Street, it's like 75 and it's like fake snow and I'm just like, yes.
Yes.
My husband's like,
I
you are
always
so
say
weird.
Christmas too. It's the best. Favorite park?
Magic Kingdom. Yeah. It's
Favorite
classic.
festival?
Arts. Festival of the Arts.
I think I'm wearing that Spirit jersey right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Disneyland or Disney World?
World. Yeah.
Yeah.
World's my home. But
It's home.
both.
Disney bucket list. Something you haven't done but you want to.
The Asia parks. That's
Diane,
mine.
she said she's from Virginia.
Yeah, I am. We lived in Richmond. Yeah, the Asia parks, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Tokyo.
Yes.
That's for sure.
I just my bucket list is the seas. I want to go. So that's
Yes.
Hong Kong. Yeah. One of the things I really, really want to do.
They look amazing.
Yes. Favorite Star Wars movie?
Probably Empire.
Yeah. We already talked about your Marvel love for Marvel and favorite character. Favorite Disney park snack?
Oh, it changes depending on when you ask me, but I probably it's tough. The Nutella waffle from Sleepy Hollow.
So good.
That ranks really high.
My best friend Robin, she is allergic to nuts, so she can't have it. And I'm just, she's like, I can't have it. I'm like, I'm so sorry
man.
because it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
It is so good. Wishes or happily ever after?
Oh, don't make me do that. I don't know. Wishes is so nostalgic. I mean, it's, you know, just the soundtrack and everything. But happily ever after is definitely the superior show. You know, I mean, it's for sure better. Both though have become really special to me.
Robin and I both are like, we went there just knowing we were gonna hate happily ever after.
I know.
Like, I don't even want to like this. Are you kidding me? And then we walk out. Oh,
I know,
because it was so great.
It really was.
But let's see if anybody watching has any questions. We're gonna wrap this up. If you all want to ask her anything, we have about 2 more minutes, and I'll open the floor to all of you.
All right.
Rosalie said happily ever after. She said, thank you for this live. It's awesome. I'm with Serena. I love wishes so much.
Wishes was
No,
so good.
it really was.
I used to know, like, when we moved here for the first 2 years, it was Wishes, and I could look at the pyro outside and be able to tell what part was what of the show we were on, because you just
Yeah.
knew it that good. Yeah, it was such a
Yeah,
great show.
and it's still like that with Happily Ever After.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it's on, we know what part it's on, well, because we can see it from here. We're like, oh, so we can we'll turn on the soundtrack so we can watch it along.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, hold up, we're missing some stuff here. Let's see, what does your hat say?
Oh, it's Disneyland, I think.
Disneyland. Yep, 1955. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jackie H said, no question, just saying you ladies are an inspiration and awesome. Thank you so
Oh.
much, Jackie. I appreciate that. Sandy O'Keefe says, hey, Tanya, and hello, Serena. Okay, let's see. I want to come for Christmas trip. Is really that crazy? Oh, she wants to come for a Christmas trip. Is it really that crazy busy?
Not the entire season. It's not, because it starts so early. So you have at least 8 weeks that you can enjoy it. So pretty much it's just the final 2 weeks of December that are really, really crazy.
Yeah.
And even then, like, I try to tell people, because they're like, this is my only time I can come. It's Christmas week. Like, am I going to regret it? And I always compare it to the person that loves to go shopping on Black Friday, like the midnight Black Friday, or the 4 a.m. Black Friday shopper. Like, it's going to be insane and chaotic.
You just prep for it.
But you are ready, and you are in it for, like, you are there for the crazy,
That's right.
That is Disney Christmas week. Like, everyone is in, like, a great mood. Everybody is super hyped, but it's insane, and you're going to have lines and lots of people, but it's still fun.
Alex said, I just followed your Instagram. So nice meeting you on this live tonight.
Oh, thanks.
Talking to you.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. What's the first thing you're going to do when the park's open?
Oh gosh, everything. I want to do all the things. I don't even know what to do first. Like, Magic Kingdom for sure. I know I'm really going to be emotional. I think a lot of us are. I think we're really going to be emotional. And side note, one great thing that has come out of this quarantine is I have noticed that a lot of the people who cover Disney media, who just, is their job to produce content on Disney World. There was so many of them that have lived here for so long, and they go to the parks all the time for 10, 15, 20 years. And you could tell in the way that they talk about being there that they weren't super excited. You know what I mean? Like, it's just had gotten that way. And now I see so many of them being like, I would be so excited to wait an hour for Millennium Falcon and be an engineer, like, I would not complain.
We will not complain.
And this is the first time for some of them that they've had a break and kind of can relate to pretty much the vast majority of Disney fans that don't get to go to Disney World anytime they want, who get super excited. It's like they got that feeling back. And I think that that's going to be really good, like, for the Disney community, to have everyone have that, like, appreciation back again.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping that'll be a good thing.
I think we got time for one more question, and then Serena's got to go. But Diane says, favorite place or website to get those great t-shirts?
Oh, TeePublic is one of my favorites. TeePublic is like TEE Public. It's because people can make a design, and all the different t-shirt designers, they can put their t-shirt design on that website, and then TeePublic will take their design and print it on a shirt for you. So you have tons of designs to choose from. You get to support all these different designers who have their work on there, and you get to customize your t-shirt. So if you like a shirt that, if you prefer a V-neck, or you like a girl fit, or you like it to be boxy, or you like, you want to pick brown, or you want to pick black, or you want to pick yellow, like whatever, you can customize all that and the design. And, so you kind of end up with something that you're going to like a little bit better. So
Tom
yeah,
said
that's
she
my
knows
favorite.
What's good. He gets all his t-shirts at TeePublic, and everywhere he goes around the park, people say, where'd you get that shirt?
Yeah. There's so many unique ones, and then they do really good sales. They'll do like $12 tea sales, and yeah, you can't beat it.
She said thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, and I'd like to say thank you for
thank you for
spending
having
time with
me.
us and answering all the questions tonight. I learned stuff about you. I thought I knew everything, but I learned new stuff about you tonight.
Yeah,
I could actually talk to you for hours and hours and hours and continue to pick your brain. But I'm sure I'll see you in the park soon.
Yeah,
and
let's get together.
hopefully,
once we get back to normal, we should just get together and have a little Disney time or something. That would be fun.
Well, you have my number, so anytime.
Yes, that
All
sounds
right.
good.
Well,
thank you so
Serena.
much for having me.
Yeah,
thanks, guys, for
I
watching.
Appreciate you so much. And
Bye-bye.
all you have to do at this point is just hit the leave studio button whenever you're ready.
Studio. Okay.
Yeah.
I will. I will find it eventually. Hopefully, if I just do this. All right.
That was so fun. All right. Yeah, that was so awesome. You guys know how much I love her. She's so great. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. Her Instagram is Living by Disney. She's very detail oriented, a great person, and always very positive. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. And I hope that you all like her as much as I do, and go over and follow her Instagram. Sign up for her newsletter. She sends them out every Tuesday. It's so fun. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Sarah, I saw that your son's not feeling well. I hope he's okay. Like, I'm reading all of your all's comments, but it's hard for me to have a conversation with the guest that I'm having, and then answer your questions too. So if I missed anything, you guys can ask me now. That sounds like an amazing website. Better answer. I just expected a website name. Oh, the website, Living by Disney is her website. Tanya, is that who you were looking for at the studios? Well, that's who I was like not going to look for, but yes, that's who was there whenever I was fangirling, Linda. You were with me that day. Yes, that is Serena. The time does fly by so fast. Happy birthday, Patty. I saw on Facebook today that it's your birthday. I hope we'll have to celebrate, Patty, whenever we get back in the parks. We'll have a cupcake or something, okay? I promise. Just let me know when you're here and I'll meet you and we'll have a cupcake to celebrate your birthday. Yes, it's livingbydisney.com. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. What's up, David? Aloha. Haven't seen you. Well, I've seen you, but I haven't said hello to you. Sarah J, everything's okay, I hope. Wait, did I hit 7,000 subscribers? No way. Oh, early 7,000 celebration. Let's get Tanya there. Oh, thank you for that super chat. Aaron, you're so awesome. Thank you. Also, you guys, I'm going to be on here tomorrow live, just to do my daily live that I promised you all every day, that I'm going to be doing this at 8 o'clock. But I'm actually going to be a guest on Aaron's channel tomorrow. So we'll chat here for a little bit at 8 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock I'm gonna hop over and I'll be in the hot seat. So I'll be on Aaron's channel tomorrow. Aaron, I'm so excited about that. I'm an open book. You can ask me whatever for the most part. Faith, thank you so much for that super chat. You gotta sing happy birthday to Patty. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patty. Happy birthday to you. And I just hit 7,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I appreciate that. You all rock. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. I don't have a celebration button. That's no fair. That is so awesome. 7,000? That's incredible. That still blows my mind. Like, what? Thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you for always being here, always tuning in, always supporting that crazy Disney lady. And I will see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock, same time, same place. And I'm going to Sarah, thank you so much. Heather, thank you. Linda, good night. Disney Maureen, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Amanda Lasky, Pamela V, Nice, Tanya, you can handle it. Looking forward to you being in the hot seat. I'm excited about that. Most you guys know almost everything about me because I share everything, probably a little bit too much sometimes. Always do what makes you happy and dream big, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Thank you to all my mods for always being there. I appreciate you all so much. Bye bye.